Welcome to the November 23rd Lebanon City Council, or Lebanon Board of Works meeting. Our first order of business will be the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, next we'll move on to the roll call members. Madam Clerk, call the roll, please.
Mayor Gentry,
Present?
Rebecca McClure. Present. Bill Stoner,
Present.
Dick Robertson,
Present.
Alan Milburn.
Present. Okay, with that, we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Are there any changes, proposed changes to the minutes?
I haven't seen any minutes.
Actually, you're right, we may not have minutes for our last meeting because of the, never mind, we'll get those at our next meeting.
Okay.
Forget that. All right, that means department head reports then. First up is Police Department. Chief Morgan.
Good evening, board members. Since our last meeting, the Lebanon Police Department has responded to 536 calls for service. In that same time frame, 9 people were arrested for the following crimes: 3 for operating while intoxicated, 2 for intimidation, 1 for child molestation, 1 for dealing meth, 1 for possession of meth, 1 for leaving the scene of an accident. 17 handgun carry permits were sent off to the state for final approval. On 11/6, Sergeant Williamson completed a course at the Noblesville Police Department. It had to do with law enforcement, media, and social media strategies. On 11/9, Sergeant Williamson completed a course hosted by Zionsville PD that certifies him as a de-escalation instructor. On 11/11, our drone team was called out to assist in the search for a homicide subject. The subject had fled from police in the Boone-Clinton County line area. Our drone team got to work with Clinton County, Lafayette, and Zionsville Fire. They got to fly together and work together as a team to search for the suspect. Detective Brian Spencer recently completed the UAV night flying and physiology course through Dart drones. We just finished our second officer wellness check-ins for this year. Every officer got to sit with the therapist and talk about whatever was concerning them, and we've gotten good feedback from all the officers and the therapists on how well this is going. Then lastly, I just wanted to update you guys on our vehicles. We've gotten 20 in and completed and 20 issued out. We're still waiting on 5. Those 5 are still at Move Over Outfitters, and we're going to be on hold with them for a while because Move Over is moving to a bigger facility that can start getting them done quicker. So it may be the beginning of next year before we get those 5. That's all I had.
Okay, thank you, Chief Morgan. Any questions for Chief from the board? Any questions from the public? Okay, thank you, sir. Next up, Fire Department, Chief Batts.
Good evening, everyone. Since the last Board of Works meeting, Lebanon Fire has made 138 emergency calls of service, logged 210 training hours, and performed 24 commercial inspections. On November 11th through the 14th, firefighter Zach Ruark attended the Fire Department Training Network, known as FDTN, for Truck Company Operations Level 2. Myself, along with Deputy Chief Robert Wiry, Lieutenants Matt Young, Jason Adams, and Jason Hendricks, just completed Fire Officer 3 on November 22nd. All of us successfully passed the state certification test. So that was a big accomplishment, and I really appreciate those individuals joining me for the class. Last Tuesday through Thursday, Lebanon Fire hosted live fire training at the Boone County Training Tower. We invited the Whitestown and Center Township Fire Departments. Training focused on breaching, fire attack, search, and VEIS. That's Vent, Enter, Isolate, Search, searching for victims in high heat, high smoke conditions on the 2nd and 3rd floors with a ladder. It was great training. I appreciate all the instructors that came out and assisted us. One thing that I did not put in the report that I want to mention, our Honor Guard team was notified by IFD last week about the passing of Matthew Bennett. and asked if we would come and serve in the honor guard with them. It was very nice for IFD to reach out to us. We had 3 individuals, Captain Matt Shepard, Lieutenant Matt Young, and Firefighter Chris Perry participated in honor guard activities. So they're just doing a great job for our department and representing us well and our city. To close out, we are currently reviewing bids for paint and wrap for our new tanker 211. So we're reviewing those and coming up with the best price option for us. That's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Chief. Any questions from the board?
No?
Any questions from the public? Okay, thank you, sir. Next up, Parks Department, John Messenger.
Mayor, Board, Michelle, good to see you. We have installed new dog agility equipment for the larger dogs side of the dog park. We hope all the members enjoy these new features. There's 3 new features down there, so they can run and climb and kind of a little obstacle course down there. It's going to be very nice. Christmas in the cabin and the Christmas parade have been canceled for this year. We've still been offering carriage rides throughout the park with only a few spots left. So there's 2 carriages that will go on this year. There again, people are asked to check in and then social distance, and then they'll be able to sanitize in between each ride. So it's nice we can still do that. Have a nice carriage ride through the park. Only a few spots left. You can call the office at 482-8860 for more information and to reserve your spot. Memorial Park and downtown are decorated now. The trees didn't come in on the corners for you, Mr. Robertson, that helped us with that. But the garland came in and the utilities helped us today and got that all put up. If you've been downtown, it looks really nice, and the mayor will be lighting up that tree very soon, 1st of December there. It'll be nice.
Well, it won't be me, but
Well, and Santa Claus
Yeah.
and Mrs. Claus and it'll be
special
nice.
guest to be announced probably.
I think we're going to do that virtually this year, so
Yeah.
a little different, but hope everybody can get in the holiday spirit and hopefully the lights brighten everything up. With the colder temperatures, we've now closed all our restrooms. Everything's been winterized except for Memorial Park baseball restroom. That is heated. It'll be open all season, so that's really nice for all the walkers. Hopefully everybody can get out and lose some weight after all the turkey and stuffing and all that good stuff they eat. We were able to finish up our memorial tree planting today with 7 new trees. Want to thank those individuals who donated in memory of loved ones. Also, another note, we do a lot of continuing education at the park, and just wanted to thank some of the guys for passing their tests. We go to Purdue to take those tests, and they did a real nice job. But it's always nice to get more education and learn about things that they're involved in. But guys worked really hard this summer and winter and did a real nice job. All the lights, I hope you all enjoy them. We'll light those up Thanksgiving, the ones in Memorial Park, and then again the mayor will hit the lights December 5th, I believe.
That's Saturday, yeah.
Uptown. So thank you very much. That's all I have.
Thank you, John. Any questions for John from the board?
No.
Any questions from the public? Okay, thank you, sir. Next up, Engineering Department, Kim Krulik.
Thank you, board members. Engineering updates for tonight. Community crossing programs, we are expecting to hear on our applications any day now. The state had sort of informally said mid-November. I'm hoping that means before Thanksgiving. So they got 2 more days here, and hopefully that's when we'll hear if we've won our community crossing grants. We have 2 in, one for the bridge on White Road, one for the repaving projects. We will also be opening bids for that resurfacing program here later in this meeting. But remind everyone, there's 19 street segments that are included in that, and we'll talk more about that later in the evening. Active living programs, just want to let everyone know that all the materials are in for Elm Swamp and Elizaville. I will be laying that work out this week so that the guys from the street department can get those installs in after the holiday. Let them have a chance to wrap up some of the leaf removal, and then we should be able to hit that right after the holiday and get that intersection upgraded. We'll be putting out all the notices we can, temporary signage to try to let people know that there's now a 3-way stop there. But I just caution everybody and the general public to be cautious as you go through that area and be aware of the changing conditions. Also, we are moving forward with trying to put together projects so that we can complete the Lafayette Road and Witt Road sidewalks that are still in the active living program for this year. Still going through those right-of-way acquisition issues, and we're also going to start looking at the Riley Road expansion associated with the Riley Ridge project. On the Witt Road Bridge, I mentioned that earlier, up for community crossings. The project continues to move forward through permitting and right-of-way acquisition. It's a very small right-of-way acquisition effort. I think there are 3 parcels, and one of them is the apartment complex that of Kice Estates that happens to own right-of-way all the way out to Witt Road. I was surprised to hear that as well, but they own a small strip of land along the south side of the ditch. So that is moving forward. Again, we hope to hear on a positive community crossing application, and we're thankful for our partners at the county helping us to put that forward. Big 4 trail expansion, pavement assessments are now fully in. We met with the geotechnical engineers last week. We're looking through some potential strategies to fix some of the pavement issues we have along the older sections of the trail northwest of the city. Hope to have a concrete example of how to move forward and permanently fixing those areas in the near future. We'll share that with you as that comes forward. Grant Street, nothing really new there other than just let you know that we now have a right-of-way acquisition consulting agreement from Butler Fairman that we are reviewing. It was just received today. It's to the tune of about $148,000 for the right-of-way acquisition services. That does not include the buying. That is just for the services to coordinate and engineer all the right-of-way acquisition. Keep in mind, Grant Street is scheduled for 2023 construction. So we got a little bit of time, but the process requires us to get started through the NDOT Federal Highway Acquisition process first quarter of next year. Fordyce Road, preliminary plans are complete. We had a good review meeting with our consultants, GAI, last week. We're coordinating those necessary revisions as we move that project forward. And we're also coordinating with the Fisher Holmes project that's happening along Fordyce Road, as well as some water main reconstruction that will be part of our road reconstruction project. And that one, to remind you, is scheduled for 2022 construction. So we'll be bidding it in the summer, fall of next year, but primary construction efforts will happen in 2022. Not to say there might be some utility relocation work like the water main reconstruction that would happen starting in the winter of 2021 going into the 2022 season. Bike park, fundraising efforts continue. We had a good second meeting with the major national sponsor that is continuing to show interest, and we're just working with them to give them more details that they need to make those decisions. We're also having good conversations with IDEM. We're meeting again with IDEM tomorrow. This will be our 3rd meeting with IDEM, just coordinating the permit process. Specifically tomorrow, we're talking about how we plant trees over the top of a landfill. It's more complicated than you might imagine. So we're working through that process, and we feel confident that it's moving in the right direction. Jumping out to the business park, a few things going on I just want to update you on. New Cold has started mass earthwork. It's also important for us that will include the build-out of our middle regional detention pond. So we're working with them to coordinate that project. Also in the area, Building 16 is moving dirt. They've completed their road crossings, poured curbs on site, and have paved their parking areas. Jumping over to the residential side of things, there's a few projects going on, as you're aware. The Villas has completed curbs. They're working on cleaning up and final grouting of their storm sewer system. And they are anticipating paving streets yet this year, although the weather has got to cooperate with that. But we'll see what happens after we get through the holiday weekend. Phase 1 of Sunbrook remains unsurfaced, and at this point I don't have really a whole lot of faith that will be surface coat of asphalt the final 1.5 inches this year. It will probably have to be delayed till next spring. And then Phase 2, they have started mass earthwork and the sanitary sewer installation. Again, the developer is optimistic that he will pave those sections this year, but that's pretty optimistic. This time of year, once we get to December, it's hard to bet on paving operations. Auburn Meadows Phase 3 is also moving forward. Mass grading is going along as they move their way across the site. They've also got sanitary sewer crews working on pipe installation. Our road impact fee study, final study, just to let everyone know, is expected to be completed and ready for ordinance adoption come April. More to come in the coming weeks. Also, just remind everyone, we are opening bids tonight also on our street department 2021 unit price supply bids. So that'll be coming up later in the evening as well. And last but certainly not least, our State Road 39 bridge. The inspections took place last week. Early reports from the inspector is that they found no major changes since the inspection of last year, which is a good point. And we're hopeful that this is our first year on one-year annual inspections. We're hopeful that with this positive inspection report, we can go to inspections every 2 years per the standard bridge inspection system requirements of federal highway. And that's all I have.
Okay, that's all. Any questions for Kevin? Alan?
Kevin, is there a status update on the traffic signal on 32? Is anything new on that?
Oh, you're talking about 32 going into Gateway Marketplace?
Yeah.
32 and Ping? No. We've reached out several times to the state. I'll be honest, I haven't probably tried to get a hold of them in the last 3 or 4 weeks. But that remains between the developer and the state on contracts that they need to execute. And I'm not for sure exactly where those are. But I do know that the state has repeatedly said that they will not allow the signal to go up until the development is generating the traffic, at least a good percentage of the traffic that is proposed. And right now, I doubt that Moe's and Burger King are generating that kind of traffic volume. So it may be quite some time before we see that happen.
Thank you.
Any other questions from the board? Anything from the public? Okay, thank you, sir. Next up, Planning Department. Oh, Kevin, it's probably
I
you
have
too.
Ben's report. Yeah, Ben is off this week, working from home, forwarded his report to me. Planning Department operations from 11/10 through 11/23, 66 building inspections were performed, 19 new permits were issued. That's 4 new residential construction permits, 6 HVAC residential permits, 1 roofing permit, 2 accessory structures, 2 electric permits, and 2 fence permits, and 1 permit for work within the right-of-way. There's also been the commercial industrial permit, the improvement location permit for earthwork and foundations on the New Cold project is moving forward as well. Code enforcement actions during that same time period. There have been 16 actions related to community policing. 1 courtesy notice issued, 5 email communications regarding violations, 8 follow-ups and forwards to our legal department, general follow-ups, with our legal department, general follow-ups 2, 5 inspections, 12 junk vehicle inspections, 17 re-inspections, 4 services perfected, and 3 telephone communications totaling 82, investigation actions. New cases brought forth since October 26, 2 junk and trash complaints, 2 signage violations, 4 parking violations, 2 light nuisances, and 6 junk vehicles for a total of 16 new cases moving forward on the code enforcement side. That's all I have.
Thank you, Kevin. Any questions for Kevin on that report?
Nope.
Anything from the public? Okay. And next up, Street and Stormwater Department, Dave Newell.
How's it going, everybody? Let's see, we've been obviously super busy with leaf pickup. We're averaging about 12 loads a day, if that gives you an idea. That's 4 machines, so that, do the math, I guess. I'll give you a total once we get it all in. It's usually pretty staggering, but they did us pretty good. I mean, we were just behind a little bit with the holidays, but now we're running ahead, so we're doing good. Guys have been working hard, and I appreciate all their work. We've had 2 meetings with Kramer and KRM architecture for the new facility. Those both went good. Zoom meetings is what they're doing. They did one walkthrough with us, so that went really well. See kind of what we got and how tall our equipment is, basically, is what they needed to know, and just to make sure we're ready to, we don't get something we can't use, basically. Next week, we'll be starting to convert over some of our trucks over to plow trucks, so we don't get caught. We don't want to do that. Usually the way we process, we just pull one in at a time. You know, that way we can still have 3 leaf machines on the road, and then the next day maybe 2, and then it just depends really on how it's going. The way it's going right now shouldn't be a problem, because like I said, we're making it through every route in one day. So unless somebody just goes leaf crazy, we'll be all right. Let's see. I think we're going to do one more week, since what we've had happen is I know we've had about 3 windstorms since we started leaf season. We didn't want to pull off leaves because we were behind catching up with the holidays, like I said. So probably November 30th through December 4th, we're going to run one more week of brush. Go all the way through the city before winter hits. We're not pushing brush with the plow trucks, you know, just so that's the plan as of now, just because of the storms. Get it knocked out for the winter. We've had a few residents ask, and we told them that's what we do. Now, other than that, we just want to wish everybody a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Thank you, Dave. Any questions for Dave from the board?
Oh, thank you, Dave.
Anything from the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And last but not least, Communications, Community Development, Joe LePage.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to begin my communications report, with a word of thanks, many thanks, in fact. Thank you to the City Council, our Parks Department, Lebanon Utilities as well. Just went, and if you go to the city's Facebook page, you can see the pictures with the garland and light strands that were installed today. Terrific, amazing, aren't adjectives that do it justice. You really need to go down and see it for yourself. Really adds to the ambiance for the holiday season. So again, many thanks to the City Council appropriating the money. Parks Department, John and the gang, for all the balls in the air juggling they did, and all the layout that they did to set things up for Lebanon Utilities and for themselves as they installed some things downtown. Looks terrific, and just a team effort, so it means a lot. It looks amazing, and hopefully the folks realize all the work that went into that by various folks that care about our community. Also, our CSX overpass mural planning continues with our local artists. We had a Zoom meeting last Friday evening, and then we are going to meet on Wednesday at 6 p.m. Here in the building and also remotely to go over design concepts. We still have not heard back from CSX as to directives on do we start on Camp Street or Lafayette Avenue. You may have seen they did some improvements there on Lafayette Avenue, and so that's kind of our default. So took a number of different measurements, a number of pictures that we sent along to our artists, and so we're going to begin with that design phase and being able to then submit that design to CSX for approval or modification, and then get some further directives on when we need to start with traffic control, and also when the actual painting can start in 2021. That is the goal. Speaking of goals, the goal of this mural is twofold. It's not just to paint something on a wall, but, well, it kind of is actually. It's to inject art into our community, so yeah, absolutely paint on the wall, but also increasing the quality of life. If you look on Camp Street now, kind of a dilapidated bridge as you are around Harney Elementary School there. We've shared pictures in the past of the tagging that had some choice language on it that got covered up, thankfully, and spray painted over, but to be able to add some just quality of life for kiddos walking to school there. But then on Lafayette Avenue as well, it's white, it's improved, looks a lot better than the way it did with the exposed rebar that's there, but being able to add just that injection of color and a fun design or a story to tell, or just cool kind of even a picture backdrop, all those things we feel add to the quality of life in our community, and so that's kind of the twofold there. Also, the Community Development Department is continuing steps to create a volunteer network. We spoke with Serve Indiana, and they're willing to kind of shepherd us on how to get more volunteers for different events to alleviate burnout, whether you're looking at the events the Heart of Lebanon has, or Back to the 50s, or the Cancer Society's annual barbecue festival they do, all those different avenues that folks can serve. Just a real struggle with all those entities to be able to find volunteers to be able to put on quality events that add to the quality of life with our community, and also raise funds for worthy causes. And so in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we'll be meeting with Serve Indiana about how we can do just that, and then tap into that really the heartstrings of folks that would motivate them to get out and serve our public. Kind of winding down here, speaking of in between Thanksgiving and Christmas, that is when our next Lebanon Legends video featuring Doug Jones will be completed. A lot of fun to put together, a lot of great stories that Doug had, a lot of great footage too if you Google up or go onto YouTube and find some Doug Jones highlights, just some in-game stuff, a lot of fun talking about Lebanon and his ability to throw various speeds and hear him talk about them. Quite fun, and so we looked forward to bringing that to you, like I said, in between Thanksgiving and Christmas. John alluded to it. Speaking of Christmas, we'll be offering an online offering of sorts, a virtual Christmas tree lighting of some sort. Stay tuned for details on that. The lighting of the Christmas tree, maybe some other festivities as well thrown in. Obviously, with a lot of the pomp and the circumstance unable to happen because of all the masks and the increase in COVID numbers, we're going to be able to still kind of make some lemons out of we're going to make some lemonade out of some lemons, being able to do that on December 5th. And so just stay tuned for details on that, exploring a couple different options on how to just put it out well for the public to be able to see that and really enjoy the holiday spirit, even though we can't be there in person, sadly, and all the fun that we had planned for it. And finally, I'm kind of getting long-winded here. Released tomorrow will be our latest Love and Lebanon podcast episode featuring Mindy Spalding. She is the owner, operator, the brains behind the Just Us boutique. A lot of great fun things happening at the former Faucet and Flame, the Botanica building. I think it was Bob's Garage or Bob's Car Wash at one point as well. Doing a ton of work there, hoping to be open by Christmas. And she talks on the episode, the podcast episode, about the different offerings that will be in that building and how great it is to be able to be part of this Lebanon community, and then why opening now. Obviously, the Christmas season, there's kind of some carrot dangled there for them. But Mindy Spalding gives some great insight on our community and wanting to open up a shop here. Always been her dream here in her home city. So that episode will be released tomorrow. Google Play, Stitcher, and also iTunes as well.
Thank you, Joe. Any questions for Joe from the board? No. Anything from the public? Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, on to old business. I don't have anything on my agenda. Is there anything from the board?
No.
Okay. New business then. Do you mind if I go, we had a late addition to the agenda. We have a street closure request. Do you mind if I have that come up? Missy, you want to come forward on the event request?
Okay, the Heart of Lebanon's Lebanon City Market presents on Saturday, December 5th, the Sweet Market from 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. The market will feature items from local producers, such as jams, jellies, baked goods, fudge, hot chocolate bombs, honey, pasta, breads, and much more. Also present at this market will be Santa's elves, Courtney Kringle and Sierra Sprinkle, with 2 live reindeer from the North Pole. I'm requesting tonight for street closure on Saturday, December 5th, from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Meridian Street under the catenary lights from Washington Street to Main Street, contingent on the approval of the market from the Boone County Health Department.
Okay. Now, I know, Missy, this is kind of an adjustment of what you probably had planned for the 5th. So I know we're obviously with the Christmas parade being canceled. Do you kind of want to talk about that real quick, just to explain to the public what we've done differently for this year?
Yeah, definitely. We usually host Christmas on the Square, which is a fun event, almost like a Norman Rockwell event. This year we're adjusting things because of the increase in COVID, the cancellation of the parade. We really wanted to be able to have our farmers market vendors set up. They're small businesses. They're important to our community. And so I wanted to still be able to feature them that evening. They've been looking forward to it and been preparing things to provide to the community for that. And then we already had the reindeer reserved and thought we would just go ahead and go with that. I spoke to them this evening, and they are, they've done a few other events the last couple weeks, and they're very confident that they can do it in a safe manner. So yeah, it's on a lower scale than we normally do, but a lot of things are this year, and just really wanted to provide something for the community.
Thank you, Missy. Yeah, and I just want to clarify too, so we're currently a level orange right now with the state, which means that any event over 50 people has to have a approved safety plan from the Boone County Health Department. And so tonight, we're not necessarily commenting on the safety of the plan, it's just about the actual street closure. So Missy, I believe you already are you talking with the health department on the?
Yes, I have been in contact with the health department and have discussed it.
So they'll have to give her the green light as well too, right? So it's kind of going to be a two-step for Missy this year because of the circumstances. So I just want to put the board's mind at ease about the COVID situation. If we approve the street closures tonight, it's because it's contingent upon the health department also approving it as well
Health
too.
department will have to approve it.
Correct, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're just talking about just Meridian Street on December 5th from 2 to 8 p.m. Any questions from the board on that? Okay. Would entertain a motion to approve the street closure request from the Heart of Lebanon on December 5th from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Meridian Street between Washington and Main Street.
I'd move to approve the street closure as presented, pending the approval of the health department.
Okay. We have a motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Bill. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, that is approved. Thank you, Missy, and thank you for being flexible in challenging times.
Thank you.
Okay, back to our standard agenda here. Item A, 2021 bid opening, Street Department annual supply bid, and I believe Kevin has those.
I do. Well, currently our clerk treasurer's office is in possession of those.
Are those the supply or the asphalt bids?
Well, I think they're kind of mixed together here, so
Okay,
give me a
that'll-
second here. We will,
So that'll be fun.
we'll try to organize these quickly here.
Do you want us to do surplus items while you sort those?
I'm sorry, what was
You want us
that?
to do surplus items while you sort those?
Yeah, feel
Okay,
free.
all right. So item C then, we'll move on to that. This is a surplus items. We have a couple items from the street department. Dave, if you want to come forward. And Bill, I believe you also shared the information with us. Dave, you're going to tell us what you're working on in the street department?
Yeah, all it is two mowing tractors, our big tractors. One of them's a early 90s, I don't remember the exact date, maybe late 90s. One's a 2005, I believe it is. We have two of them. I don't know why. We're going down to one, but our best one is in the shop now at Case for like a $7,000 repair. It's just not worth repairing. So we're getting them surplus now that when our new budget rolls in, we can purchase a new one. We're just trying to have it ready for next year's mowing season. That's all it is.
Okay. Any questions for Dave on that?
Got the paperwork all filled out to surplus them, and we have trade-in value, so it's all that's taken care of.
Okay. Would entertain a motion to approve the surplus declaration of the two tractors?
I make a motion, we declare the two Case tractors, the Model 485 and the Model JX75 surplus.
We have a motion to declare them surplus. Is there a second?
Second.
Second from Judge McClure. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Those opposed? All right, that surplus request is approved. Kevin, have we stalled for you enough?
I appreciate the,
Okay, very good.
appreciate the time.
All right, we'll go back to the street department annual supply bid opening.
Okay. Thank you all. Yes, annual supply bid for essentially street department supplies for 2021. It appears that I have 3 bids to open for this package. I'm assuming that a couple of the others, most of them are labeled street resurfacing. There's a couple that have no label on them, but judging by the name of the contractor, I'm assuming those are street resurfacing. If we end up having a mix of bids here as we move forward, we'll correct that. But, all right, here we go. Annual supply bid. First bid package is from Triangle Asphalt Paving Corporation. Okay, keep in mind, this is an itemized unit price basis. So, let's see, they have submitted prices for NDOT number 11 surface, including milling. So this is essentially milling and placement of resurfacing at $98 a ton, which coincidentally is very similar to the price from last year. Number 8, NDOT number 8 binder, including removal and replacement, $95 a ton. And then number 8 binder delivered to the city at $95 per ton. And that appears to be the only items that they have submitted with that bid package. So that is for Triangle Asphalt Paving Corporation. The second unit price bid package is from Milestone Contractors, LP. And the proper bid form appears to be here. Looks like they are submitting on the asphalt materials delivered to the city, not the removal and replacement. So number 11, NDOT surface, as I said, delivered or picked up by the city, $55 a ton. Number 8 binder at $48 per ton. Number 9 binder, $51 per ton. And then it's like 2 unit prices submitted for the MWS winter mix. One is picked up by the city at $130 a ton, and one is delivered to the city at $138 per ton. Again, the itemized bid from Milestone Contractors. And what appears to be our last package on the unit price bid is from Joe Wilson. Everything appears to be order. Joe Wilson has submitted 2 unit prices, one for concrete sidewalk removal and replacement at $10.60 per square foot, and concrete ADA ramp removal and replacement at $8 per each. Again, these all appear to be in order, but we will review these packages to ensure compliance, scan these in, provide those to the clerk treasurer's office as well as our legal department for review, and be back before you at your first meeting in December on the 7th to make award
14th.
recommendations. I'm sorry.
14th.
The 14th. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, we will take those under advisement and look at those at the next meeting. So that is the supply bids. We also have the bid opening for the street resurfacing programs.
Okay. Several packages for the street resurfacing program. In no particular order. The first one is from Triangle Asphalt Paving Corporation.
So Kevin, I know that these are going to have a bunch of per streets So can you, when possible, try to give the, I guess there's a base bid, right?
Yes.
And then there's a overall?
The way we structured this is there's a base bid that includes the first 10 of our 19 street segments. So there's a base bid for those first 10, and then the remaining 9 are individual alternates.
Okay.
So probably for the interest of time, I will just read the base bid.
Yep.
And that is, per our contract documents, is the basis of award. And then we will, based on budget constraints, will determine how many of the alternates we can accept.
Perfect, thank you.
Sounds good.
So the base bid from Triangle Asphalt Paving Corporation was for a total of $280,149.30. Next one I'm opening is from Calumet Civil Contractors. Their proposal form indicates $368,500.00. So that is $368,500. The next one is from DC Construction. That was DC as in David Charlie. $248,293.91. Again, that was just base bid, and that is the apparent lowest number I have read so far. Sorry, I didn't announce this one. This is Milestone Contractors LP. Their base bid is $499,202.45. Next one is from Grady Brothers Incorporated. Had some fun getting that one in there. Base bid proposal is for $305,947.80. Again, Grady Brothers Incorporated. The next one is from Midwest Paving. Their base bid is $340,002.00. Next package is from Baumgartner and Company Asphalt Services. Base bid proposal of $275,030.50. Next one is from Reith Riley Construction Company Incorporated. Base bid proposal, $303,887.82. And our last package from the Harding Group. Base bid proposal, $777.94. Again, $326,770.94. Those are all the packages that were received prior to the 3 p.m. deadline today. And just to, for the record, the apparent low base bid is $248,293 from DC Construction.
Okay. Well, we will take those bids under advisement, review those for responsiveness and responsibleness. So we will then review those, compile those, and then award those at our next meeting, which is December 14th at 5:30 p.m. Okay, that concludes what I have for new business. Is there anything else from the board?
No?
Okay, with that, would entertain a motion concerning the claims.
Can we approve the claims?
Claims, is there a second?
Second.
There's a second from Judge McClure. All in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed? Claims are approved. And any announcements or discussion? Okay, we entertain a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
To adjourn, is there a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, we are adjourned. Again, our next meeting will be December 14th at 5:30 p.m. The city council's up next.